Hello friends, this is Jasu Bakuhatsu, and welcome back to my La-Mulana blind playthrough. You might notice that I've made a save just recently. Yeah, I'll explain what's up with that later, or actually I'll explain what's up with that right now. Basically, yeah, I've done a bit of work off-camera / on-camera, which, yeah, you can see. Basically, yeah, I put up a bonus video, which is basically just me raging at a shitty boss for about an hour. And so yeah, we're basically just going to be trying that boss again, just to give you an overview of what happened in that video, in case you don't want to watch that whole thing. Yeah, basically I did some work off camera even before that bonus video, and I discovered a new pedestal in this area, that one right here on this screen. You go up to the top, you drop down through the lava, put a weight on that pedestal, and then that is actually what unlocks the boss Ankh for this area. And yeah, so apparently the flute clue didn't have anything to do with this area. I guess that was just a general clue for something different in a different area. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. I'm referring to this clue right here. Chosen newcomer to us will respond to the flute you play. Maybe the flute is the reward we get for killing this boss, I'm not sure. But yeah, and also I talked about something in the bonus video, which is that basically just about how I think I might have gone a bit too easy on that last puzzle we solved in the video, the one with the tiny doll. I'll actually go into that after this boss fight, I think. But first, yeah, this boss fight. Really a bullshit fight, I think. Even worse than the... Yeah, even worse than the dragonfish fight, in my opinion. There's just this is basically, yeah, what a lot of people like to refer to as the Tuhu style boss, where it just, yeah, basically just spams projectiles at you constantly. There's that nice bit of convenience where if you end up getting hit by the boss's body, it'll be nice enough to kick you back up to the top so that you don't end up taking just constant hits and being locked down at the bottom. But yeah, that's really the only, and it's not a consistent bit of convenience. Sometimes it decides you didn't get hit by the body, you got hit by, say, the tentacles or the projectiles, and in that case you do still end up getting stun locked at the bottom, even with that sort of mechanism in place to prevent that. So it's not a foolproof strategy, and you do still want to try to get out from the bottom every time you end up stuck there. Also, as far as I can tell at least, the timing on the tentacle projectiles is completely random, which is a huge pain in that, yeah, just in that sometimes you get very inconvenient patterns of bullets. Sometimes they'll just spam bullets constantly, sometimes they'll take breaks for really long periods of time, and it's just complete, so you get kind of just a complete, the difficulty of the fight is really kind of completely random in that regard. And okay, and for those of you who did watch the bonus, for the first time, I actually did look up sort of spoilers, I guess you could call it, for this game. The spear seems like the obvious choice for this boss fight, since it's the weapon that fires straight downward. But I read online that the dagger is actually better. The reason for that being, one, it does double damage. Two, it can, or at least I read that it does double damage, or at least increased damage to the boss itself over the spears. And second, which I've noticed, is also that it takes, sometimes when you try to use the spears, those little demons will end up blocking your shots, and it's really annoying, and you can end up wasting a lot of spears that way. And ammunition is limited, and this boss does take a whole crap load of hits, which is frustrating. But yeah, the dagger goes right through the demons, so they won't end up blocking your shots. So that's really convenient. And also, it seems like I'm getting hits on the tentacles sometimes as well, which is another bit of convenience. Actually, yeah, daggers are way better. This is helping me with this fight a whole lot. And as you can see, the screen speeds up. The scrolling, yeah, gets way, way faster. as you damage this boss more and more. Much too fast, in my opinion. It gets to the point where if you, end up stuck at the bottom, you're basically in an unwinnable situation at this point. That laser, by the way, does a... and again, the randomness... Yeah, once this happens, you just get stuck at the bottom, and then it's completely up to random chance as to whether you'll be able to break out of that stun lock or not. Because, one, it's random as far as whether or not you get kicked back up to the top. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And second, again, the randomness with the tentacle projectiles. Sometimes they'll just fire straight at you constantly, so it's just impossible for you to recover. So basically, if you end up stuck at the bottom in this fight, you are pretty much in serious danger of just losing instantly with no possible chance of recovery. And in fact, it's more than just a good chance. Once the scrolling speed of the screen gets to a certain point, it gets to, it just reaches the degree where it is actually impossible for you to come back if you get stuck at the bottom, and you just lose instantly right at the end of the fight, which is an extremely long fight. This guy, even there, I mentioned that the daggers maybe do double damage as far as at least that's what I read online, is double damage compared to the spear. So if you're using the spears like I was in my previous attempts, you take even longer on each attempt at this boss. This is a really long and protracted fight. The boss spends a lot of time invincible. You only get so many opportunities to hit him. Really, you can only hit him once each time he opens his eye, which is a huge pain. And right now I'm getting really unlucky with the projectiles. They aren't giving me any breaks whatsoever. And you got to get right... You don't have to stab them. You can use the spears for this first part, and actually I'd probably be a lot smarter since I'm not going to be using the spears against the boss. Oh wow, these spears do shit for damage. Because you can kill these things in 4 dagger hits, but apparently it takes 5 spears. So unless you stock up... Oh, I guess it is just 4. But unless you stock up on like a lot of spears, before this fight, there's just no way... Oh, my weapon didn't fire there for some reason. Unless you stock up on spears, like, seriously before this fight, there's just no way that you'll have enough to deal with both the boss itself and the tentacles as well. So, it's really not worth your time at all. And the reason I'm not jumping across to try and hit the boss here is because the platforms that come down from above will very often get in your way. In the middle of a jump. It's like you'll be jumping over the boss to hit him, and then suddenly, the platform will scroll down from above and block your path, and then you end up falling to the bottom. And, well, I've explained what happens already when you fall to the bottom. And it's really not feasible to hit this boss once you end up with the sort of smaller platforms that result from his laser attack. So basically, that's another bit of randomness. Is if you get in a unfavorable position and he just decides to spam the laser over and over, then you end up in just another bit of randomness where you aren't able to hit the boss until he decides not to use the laser attack. And you end up stuck on the side of the screen with very little room to maneuver against those random-ass tentacle projectiles. Just basically so many random factors in this boss that it's just really horrendous. It's a cool idea for a boss. I really like the visual design of it, the concept. A lot of really cool, creative things going on here. It's just, the execution is, as I said, absolutely horrendous here. So many random factors that can just fuck you over, and there's just basically nothing you can do about it. And a gigantic punishment for failure, or for screwing up as well. As I said, you'll basically, the fact that I'm able to get up here is just randomness. I got lucky in that the tentacles decided to take a break from shooting, and that's what let me get up and escape from the bottom there. So if this guy does the eye laser again, I'm stuck here again. Yep, just stuck here. Nothing I could do about that. Gotta wait around until he decides not to use the eye laser. Okay, so then the next time I might... Nope, no I won't, because I got fucked over by... that one I could have maybe seen coming. That's just me kind of tilting a bit early in this play session. I shouldn't even bother continuing with this. Fucked up the timing on my double jump. And yeah, if this fight is so long and tedious, and every attempt, win or lose, takes so long. I haven't even gotten to the really crazy part of the fight. I mentioned how the speed increases as you damage him. It increases to ludicrous degrees. You didn't even see the fastest it goes with that first attempt I did. Eventually it just gets ridiculous to the point where you pretty much have no choice but to try and burst the boss down as quickly as possible, because, yeah, the hits are just... There's just no way to dodge his attacks at that point. You just have no choice but to hope that you can kill him fast. Yeah, I've literally spent more than an hour on this fight at this point. This is, yeah, by far the worst bullshit I've encountered yet in this game. To the point where, yeah, I read a spoiler and I still can't fucking beat it. So yeah, I'm really severely soured on the... Yeah, again, the exploration, the aesthetics in this game, all just phenomenal. I absolutely love all of those aspects of this game. The platforming, the action, the bosses, complete garbage, frankly. Yeah, really, really fucking bad in this game overall, I would say, at this point. I don't even know... I mean, I'm definitely enjoying the game on the balance overall. It is kind of getting to the point where if we see... If I see another boss fight like this, I frankly think I'm done with the game at this point. Oh, right, I need to... Or actually... Yeah, like I said, use the spears. Don't want to waste my ammo on this. Okay. Actually, it might be maybe worth breaking out the spears. Man, really precise positioning needed there to get that. And then, so yeah. This is completely random, too, the projectiles that shoot out of that thing. Wow, really surprised I was able to dodge that there. Okay. Actually, you can get multiple hits on this guy if you wait a bit and just let his eye stay open a little bit after it opens. But you don't really want to do that, because then that'll let him get his attacks off. And you really, if he's going to do his eye laser, you just don't ever want to let him do that, for the aforementioned reason that it, yeah, just screws you over entirely to the point where you might... Fuck. No, damn it. So yeah, now I'm pretty much just stuck on this side of this... Or actually, no, I'm not, because there was... I got a bit lucky there with the timing of that. Actually, there was a platform coming up right then, but I fucked up the timing on my dagger. Yeah, here I'm getting really unlucky with the projectiles. They're just coming at me constantly. Managed to dodge it there, fortunately. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have tried to move in for that hit there. The thing is, I need to be high up so that I'm in position for the hit. Okay, got lucky there with the projectiles again. I'm taking less damage than usual, but this is... Yeah, in some ways, it actually helps you a little bit once the scrolling speed starts to get a bit faster, just because you end up seeing new platforms more often. Because, yeah, sometimes the timing of the platforms is another thing. It's not a bit of randomness. The timing... Actually, I think it might... No, it is... Yeah, the platforms do come down at a consistent rate. That is, the positioning seems to be, of the platforms as they come down, seems to be consistent. But, yeah, basically the fact that the faster they come down, it sort of ensures that you don't end up in those unlucky situations where you're just unable to hit the boss because you don't have a platform to stand on and get your hits in. I really don't think this thing is doing double damage, because he isn't speeding up. Like, the scrolling speed isn't getting, or actually, maybe it is. I'd say it's close to double speed, if not quite double speed. Okay, there it is. That was the run. So yeah, the daggers actually did help a whole lot there. I really hope I get a fucking reward for that. So yeah, that was that boss fight done with. And as I said, there's going to be a bonus video going up where if you, for some godforsaken reason, you want to see the around 50 minutes I spent trying to beat that fucking thing the first time. So I guess we just fall down here, hopefully. Okay. Oh, this is the... I recognize this music. This is the dark area. Oh, I guess he was the one making it dark then. Yeah, we've I think we've either we've turned on the lights in this area, or we've actually no, there's not the entrance. Yeah, this is not a part of this area we've discovered because. Okay, I wanted that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to kill that just because we've had to kill every monster we've come across so far. Oh, that is a thing shooting at me. Oh, that's just a regular enemy. For some reason I thought it looked special, but I guess it's just a new type of enemy. Okay, let's equip our ship. All of our stuff. And okay, so, yeah, and I ended up, there was a thing I wanted to talk about. I forget what it is now. Yeah, I talked about it in the bonus video. Oh yeah, so as far as that last puzzle we solved, that is the, maybe I can go through one of these green things, maybe. There's no other way to get in there, or maybe I can destroy one of them. Because, yeah, I don't see any way to get in here, actually. Unless there's maybe teleporters in this area, too. That would be... I hope not. Okay. Oh, there's a hidden shop here. So I wonder if we've turned on the lights for this whole area, or if this is just like this little section of this area. Or maybe I'm just misremembering the music, and this is actually an entirely new place. Oh, wow. Yeah, I recognize these guys. So this is, yeah, probably the same area. But, oh yeah, that last puzzle with the tiny doll. I think I mentioned how I thought it was a good puzzle and the clues were connected. I think I was maybe a bit too easy on that puzzle in general. Like, the reason the clues seemed obvious to me at the time is because I was in the middle of trying to solve the tiny doll puzzle. I thought I heard something. There it is. Hooray! Or maybe more? Nope. Push it? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I was in the middle of trying to solve the tiny doll puzzle, so when I heard that fanfare in the Mausoleum of the Giants, I sort of had that puzzle on my mind, and yeah, I immediately... That was sort of what allowed... That was sort of what allowed me to make that connection that I had just solved the tiny doll puzzle by proving that I was small, and I remembered that clue, and I made that connection. The thing is, there are so many puzzles in this game. Like, sure, the connection seems obvious when you just sort of take those clues together in isolation. The dude saying, "You're small already, prove it," and then that other clue that says, "The giants dwarf even you. Gozu and Mezu, the guardians of hell, at the darkness end." So that's probably the boss. I'm guessing that's a reference to the boss of this area. And I think, yeah, I do want to... Actually, I think I want to try killing all these guys first. Just in case. As always, that's sometimes a thing that you need to do. Actually, yeah, backswing, I think, is the way to go with this. And, so yeah, the clues seem obvious in isolation, but the thing is that, yeah, there's a lot of puzzles to solve in this game. And, like, say I had given up on the Confusion Gate and gone doing other things. Like, the Confusion Gate ended up being irrelevant to the Inferno Cavern. We could have solved that. We could have gone to solve other areas and left the Tiny Doll puzzle sort of on the back burner. So, and I don't know if the connection would have been as obvious if we had, say, come back to that puzzle, like, say, hours later, after, when it's not so fresh in our minds. And, oh, that's an exit to a different area. I think I want to try and get up there, if I can. Well, let's try a shuriken, just to... Okay, it doesn't seem like that's destructible. But, yeah, basically, the clues make sense together if you just sort of look at them in isolation. The thing is, yeah, there are so many puzzles in this game, and it's such a massive game world that, really, I can definitely see someone getting stuck on that puzzle for a really, really long time. And actually, there was a hidden shop on that screen. I remember the chime sounded for that, and I didn't find one. Come on. Okay, I think I just want to get up here and whip it good. I'm actually proud of myself. We've gone, like, what, probably 30 to 40 parts so far, and I have not... I think that is the first time I've resorted to a whip it good reference. There's a riddle. Okay, and yeah, again, this guy might not repeat this clue. So I'm going to want to write this down, if you'll excuse me for a moment. Oh, and I can cross off the "Thou art tiny" clue from my list. Yes, used the hell out of that clue. But yeah, basically there are so many clues out there that it's really hard to make the connection sometimes. And really, frankly, I felt kind of clever making the connection there in retrospect even. I don't know if I'd have ever figured it out beforehand, like just looked over all of the clues and then just figured, oh, these two things mean go to the... And then determining from that just going to the Mausoleum of the Giants would be the correct solution there. It just seems a bit obscure, and the sort of thing... Like, yeah, say you walked in there hours later, completely forgotten about the tiny doll puzzle, or at least haven't been trying to solve it recently. It's just, yeah, could take you a long time to make that connection. I think it's a bit... Yeah, basically the connection there is a bit obscure, what they sort of expect you to figure out there. It ended up working out for us, because, you know, I was working on that puzzle at... Oh, I gotta write down more stuff. But yeah, basically, yeah, I think that might not have been such a great puzzle after all. It was, yeah, the connection makes sense in retrospect. I don't know if it's how really fair or easy it would be. Basically, it's I guess sort of the measure, one measure of how good a puzzle is sort of the degree to which you feel you can blame the player for not figuring it out. Like, in fact, I've complained in the past. I did a Let's Play of Super Metroid, and I complained about the glass tube. I was the infamous glass tube puzzle. Basically, for those of you not familiar with Super Metroid, there is a sort of puzzle in that game where you cross a glass tube through a water area to a different area, and there's a... Yeah, the trick is you need to use a power bomb on that glass tube in order to sort of unlock that area and proceed forward. And I said at the time that I thought that was kind of bullshit, just for a few reasons. There's an X-ray scope in Super Metroid that sort of reveals what blocks can be destroyed by what items, and the glass tube does not show up using your X-ray visor. The thing is, thinking about it a bit harder, I think that it is a fair puzzle. The clues are there, and if I had come to it fresh, like with my sort of modern perspective, the eyes of adulthood, as it were, I think I could actually figure it out, just because there were a lot of clues. The main one being that you're suddenly in this water area for like 3 screens only. What is the purpose of that? Why am I suddenly in this water area through a glass tube? For no apparent reason, when I was in a different area just a few moments ago, and now I'm somewhere else for just these 3 screens. It's really hard to write this clue down while I'm talking about Metroid at the same time, but, you know what, that's close enough. 1 Ellen challenge, I can figure out what I mean by that. But yeah, that and the fact you want to go to Meridia, the name of that area, and you've already been to Meridia before that, and you end up in sort of a massive dead end. There's no way to progress through that sort of first part of Meridia you trek through. So what you're thinking when you come to the glass, and you get spit out of the glass tube once you're sort of done with that dead... You get spit out into Criteria right next to that glass tube once you're done with that dead end. And so you sort of have Meridia on the brain. You're thinking, where do I go in Meridia? How do I progress forward? And then suddenly you're in this sort of isolated section of Meridia for no reason in the middle of this other area. So it's for all of those reasons. A lot of the clues are there, and I think you can blame the player for not figuring that out. There are a few other ways that I can't think of offhand that the glass tube is sort of clued. So sort of thinking of it now, if I had come to that puzzle nowadays, if I were playing Super Metroid for the first time today, I think I could actually solve the glass tube, and I think it's a good puzzle. Makes perfect sense if you just pay attention and try to figure out what the game is telling you, and will he repeat that clue?